There are many ways that you could enjoy the big spooky. You can enjoy it with a nice glass of Chardonnay. You can enjoy it with a big steak. Many, many kernels of popcorn. All that you need is 2 eyes, a nose, and a heart problem that you're willing to exacerbate by watching the big spooky.
Alright, greetings and salutations. My name is Comic Fire, and welcome back for more Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. In the last episode, we defeated Snappy, and at this episode, we're gonna go on to the Leon Automotive Plant. Now, the whole reason I'm skipping through Namichi's text so fast is because this is my 3rd time trying to soft reset to the form I actually wanted.
I know I look different and all, but I'm still the same old Namichi.
Because it's a random chance for what form Namichi will evolve into, and I wanted the cat form because it's the next stage up gets the demons I really want to get.
Please tell me what you'd like to do.
So for now, nothing super special, but get Beast Dormarth. Loyalty Slash. Given that it's kind, it's pretty easy to get the loyalty up. I've started worrying a little more about that, and I've been doing pretty well. I don't know if Forneus is any good, but doesn't have any really long skill names, so I just kind of skipped over it. Anyway, this next chapter is, well here, let me show you the demons I fused up and the skills they have. So I started trying to consolidate my demons, get more ones that I feel like I could actually use, you know? Like not just a random assortment of, whatever I can recruit, but let's start actually fusing, you know? This episode will be about loyalty. No, it won't. Next episode will, though. Because, I got a lot of good advice after the last few episodes, and putting it to use has made this next dungeon, which I was dreading. This next dungeon is why I originally didn't want to LP this game. But, it's going to go significantly smoother. It's pretty good advice.
It's pitch black in here. Walking around blindly is dangerous. We need to get those lights on right away. Everyone split up and find the main power room. Lunch, you're with me. 6, take Yuichi with you. Hey, protect Hitomi, alright? We'll see you later.
Sounds like a plan.
Leader's a nice guy, but, he's a little slow, isn't he?
Why do you have to protect me? Namissa doesn't need any help.
Leader's always worried.
How could he talk in the third person one time and say me another time?
Right?
Anyway, why is it completely dark here?
It definitely is strange. Even if it's nighttime, not having a single light is really odd. Wait, is this his plan? Be careful, everyone.
Ooh, a night
Bullies
ambush.
Is the one behind this blackout. Everyone's in danger.
That oaf is trying to strike me while hidden in the darkness, huh? This should be interesting. I'll show him what it means to pick a fight with me. Let's find Muis.
Let's kick some ass. Anyway, don't do what I'm about to do. Because while the lights are out, there are no encounters. It says it's a light enemy encounter rate, but to my knowledge, I've never experienced any demons here. So.
Am I awake? Maybe I'm just dreaming on my feet because it's so dark.
Why don't you turn on the light?
I thought I just saw a robot walking around. Not a construction robot, though. They walked towards the back, making robot noises.
Sounds like our guy.
So he ran this way. Hey, what's in the back?
It's not like I just skipped through. I don't think that line is
He must have
voiced.
been up using that elevator. I can't believe it. A demon using an elevator.
Yeah, what does this world come to? Yeah, I think this guy just didn't get voiced in the rest of his lines. Pretty sure this game had a pencil budget anyway, so, a shoestring budget. Pencil budget isn't a thing. I guess that makes sense. Of course, this is me also trying to follow a guide to get through this smoothly, while also proceeding to, totally fuck up. This may not be the smoothest, but it allows me to spend more time with you. Because this dungeon's pretty annoying if you don't know exactly what you're doing. But if you know exactly what you're doing, then it's all gravy.
How's it going, leader? Can you do it?
Yeah, I'm in the home stretch.
Nice.
Gotta boot this puppy up and log into the system. That's a good girl. Now send the order to begin power transmission, and done. That should send electricity to the plant.
It looks like we got to it first. Is the elevator moving, leader?
Give me a sec. Is this it? Yeah. All right, I see it.
Sorry about
It's
that.
on. Phew. It looks like we can move on. I don't know what kind of monster attacked you guys, so let's be extra cautious.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. All we need is a Zeo, and we're on this shit.
Hey, you. What are you doing here? You turned on the power, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we didn't want to get jumped.
Me? But who are you?
Might you be Rayho? So you know me. Oh, and by the looks of that comp you have, I'd guess that we aren't enemies.
That's a very bad assumption to make.
Power off so the demons wouldn't come out. Why did you turn it back on?
How were we supposed to know?
Sorry, we didn't know. We're after a certain demon. Is that so? Well, I'll let you handle this. Good luck.
You piece of shit.
What's with that chick? She's too good to hang out with the likes of us or something?
It's a pretty bad case of, whatever, right? Just let the protagonist handle everything, even though she clearly came here for a reason. She's just bumbling around in the dark for whatever. I don't know. I think it's silly.
I thought I saw something shiny. Oh, it's a key.
Wonderful.
Should we take this key?
No, let's just leave it on the ground, whatever. Anyway, we're definitely gonna need that key, so, now those two demons in the back, Kati, Kirawa, fuck them. Fuck them to hell. Because they can cast Mudo, and if Mudo hits your main character and it lands, that's it, game over. Thanks for playing. Like, every 2 steps I took when I first played this game, I had to save because these guys kept wiping me out. And now we get the power of Mazio, so, woo. Now, I don't know if all the elemental Ma spells are like this, like, Miragi and Babufu, but Mazio just deals huge damage to one opponent, and then splash damages to the other. And I don't remember if the rest of them are like that too, but it's worth paying attention to. And it might be a reason maybe not to take the Zeo path if you're not necessarily comfortable with that. But again, if that's not the case for everything, then I don't know. Because I just don't remember. These guys are weak to, not weak, immune to strike, so Jimenez really can't do much besides spam Aguilao, and not about to waste MP on that. I wish I immediately equipped that, because that is Rikio's Kote. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Of course, I'm a Baki Gaijin, so what would I know? Trivializes this dungeon.
How's it going? Hey, Tommy, you guys making any progress?
You're by yourself? Where's Yuichi?
He's dead.
Man, that guy's such a klutz.
Fell down here and broke his neck, whatever.
Hey, so I told him to get his crap together. Then he started sulking, and he just said if I was gonna be a jerk, then he'd just go. And then he went home. I'm glad he did. It only gets more dangerous when he's around.
Boy, Six, you're kind of a dicks.
Something's wrong. You're way too confident. Normally you'd be crapping your pants.
What? Nothing's wrong. What are you talking about?
Could it be that demons don't show up around here?
Aha!
I bet that's it. That's the only way someone who's as scared of demons as you are could be so calm right now. You must have been planning to hang out here the entire time.
Yeah, wow, fuck you, Six.
Damn it, Hitomi, shut up! Unlike you guys, I've got survival instincts. So excuse me, Miss Strong, Assertive Woman, but maybe none of my combat magazines ever prepared me to fight monsters!
Now, why are you here?
Sorry about that. This is all very stressful for me.
Yeah, I don't like Six too much.
Guess I'll get going now. See ya.
And we fall down. It's just a faster way to get to this little area that has like a terminal and a healing area. And for the love of God, if you don't have the backup wrap installed, just make sweet love to the terminal that's coming up. I certainly wish I had.
Hello, welcome to the Amami.
I will say that don't get attached to anything that shows up in this episode because, well, really you can.
Hello. What? Thank you.
Because I got all the way to the end and party wiped to the boss and that didn't use that terminal and, wow, that was upsetting.
This looks like it's another control facility for the factory. Let's see. I think we can turn on elevator number 2 from here.
Wonderful.
Can we hurry up? Jeez, what a pain. Lewis must really be afraid of us. He really wants to keep us out of here.
You don't have to do too much exploring after this. You can pretty much take the second elevator all the way up to Mewis. It's not a long dungeon, but there's so many goodies in here that you'd be doing yourself a major disservice if you didn't. Estoma is a fantastic skill too here. Thank you, True Aura Guardian, for recommending it to me, because, man, it made this dungeon so much more tolerable. And, like, I did some grinding afterwards just to get some demons that I wanted, but, level grinding in this game is so slow that it's not necessarily worth it, so not using Estoma just to get levels isn't necessarily the brightest way to go about things. Just let bosses give you all the levels you really need and do some grinding to get like one extra level to fuse something if you really need. I don't think I ever checked what an S-Force is, but I never found another one either, so that's also gone. Oh. Yeah, fusing or recruiting a couple of the demons around here is going to be pretty awesome. Though there's just a lot of demons here that I don't think you can recruit until you get the Darkman app later, but after this dungeon, you can get the Darkman app, which allows you to talk to dark demons, so pretty much anything you want, you can recruit. I didn't realize how good that was the first time I played, and I realized that, the whole reason I didn't really like this game is just because I wasn't paying attention to how certain things worked. So really, that's all on me. I could make an excuse and say that I'd just come off a strange journey and I was a little burnt out on, first-person dungeon crawlers, but that would be, as accurate as it may be, that's shifting a lot of the blame off of me. So just don't play two genres too close to each other. Like, don't marathon an entire series back to back, because you're going to end up resenting at least one entry in the series.
You guys okay? Be sure to watch your footing.
No, trust me, I know. I've already fallen down.
There. Looks like someone was going around destroying things. Definitely.
Sorry about that.
It's probably him. He's obviously scared.
6?
By the way, have you noticed? It seems demons don't come near this outer area, which is lucky for us.
I'd say. Also forgot about that, sorry. I don't think I skipped any of the other dialogue after that, but just pause if you... Go back and pause if you really want to experience it. Anyway, the rest of this dungeon is us getting treasure, and it's some good stuff, so I'd recommend it. Plus, we get to see how great Marin Karen really can be. Well, damn. Let's wake him softly. I'm actually a typo, so I'll go for it. Well, that was bullshit. Now, since Marutz obviously is immune to electricity, there's not much we can do besides throw a Marin Karen at it and hope it works. And I've never really tried using Marin Karen in many SMTs before, but at least in this game, I've been pretty much... Like, every time I used it, it's worked. Except on things like bosses, but I never tried on bosses because I always just assume you can't charm bosses. Random enemies, though, we'll let them take care of themselves. I believe the Shiavana is a gun. Of course, I assumed it was an item because I had no idea. Yep, front row from right. Sword with the... Oh, is it not a gun? It's a sword. Oh, it's a stronger version of what I had. I wasn't paying attention. For some reason, I thought it was a gun. Anyway, Rikyo's Kote makes you immune to death and also gives you a strength bonus. It's perfect. It lowers your magic skill, so, I was gonna say mag, and I was like, that's stupid. It lowers your magic skill, so spells are gonna hurt a hell of a lot more, but... just keep it around for, keep it around for death spammy dungeons. Anyway, the Teo Metle there is sort of like the doping skill in SMT4. Temporarily gives you, or at least for one battle, it gives you some, a boost. Now, the whole gimmick with this area is that it's sort of like the Sky Tower in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. You have to be at top speed or you'll fall through. I mean, you gotta be pretty perfect. I don't show it off. I ended up doing it off-screen, but the rewards aren't all that. There's like an intelligence incense. It's the best thing that you could hope for. Now, I'm not editing those out. Like, I think Estoma makes it just so if you get into a battle, it's like, well, never mind. It's pretty dope, not gonna lie. And we get a Balm of Life. Nice. Yeah, use Estoma, guys. It's great. Endurance Incense, which I forgot to put in my guy, but, oopsie poopsie. I'd put it into Namissa, but I usually have her in the back when things like that start getting bad. 2,000 magnetite. And a Disc Poison. Not too bad. And a Luck Incense. Hell yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of good items here that you'd be really doing yourself a disservice if you missed out on. So just, if you don't have Oshiro-sama, get it back. Or if you have something else that has Estoma, like I think something from, I think one of the Michi's demons has it, so if you got the D-Souls to spare, I'd recommend it. Elevators. What am I doing? I think this part's a mistake. It said fall off at a certain point at Auto Plant 4, but it's clearly from the second elevator. So, I done diddly messed up. Oh, hello. Fortunately, I don't have to do a ton of walking right here. I'm just saying, like, a lot of, like, this is a place where people work. Like, the labyrinthine design doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense. At least in that room. Though I guess you do have the excuse of maybe, Lewis got everything all set up. The cool thing is that if you have a demon out, when there's a no enemy room like that, it doesn't take the full amount of magnetite per step. Like, Oshiro-sama usually takes 3 magnetite per step, but in that room it only took 1. Pretty cool. Anyway, fall down here so we can get some items. And that trial's trapped, so, fight this weird Haunt Yaka thing. It's not too bulky, so don't worry too much. I gotta find out what that track is, because I think it only really plays on spiked tiles like that. Anyway, I think that was a Soma. And here we get a Balm of Life. Another one, not too bad. I think we got more of those than just standard revival beads at this point. But anyway, you gotta take the opportunity to walk all the way back. So if you left an item on accident, it's worth going back to go get it. But this isn't the last time we're gonna do this, so I'm just going to talk about some things while I have the dead space, the opportunity to do so. Except now I don't really have much to talk about besides future events that won't make much sense until the next episode goes up. But I guess if you've made it this far, I could say that next episode is going to be very, very plot and talk heavy, so I'm going to not commentate over most of it, because otherwise it would just be silly reactions to it, so I'll make choice commentary where it's pertinent, but for the most part it's going to be a very, gonna let the game do a lot of talking for itself next time. Fortunately, we can just talk to Nizrox and they can just dip on out. And they can give, like, 200 magnetite and, like, 2,000 yen. And it's really good, and I love it. Get a full face helmet, that'll be good for our MC, and a chakra pot. Which I don't think I've really needed to use anything like that. Ah, man, I really wish I found another Shiravana. Because that's just straight up better than the Spirit Kodachi I have, and I totally ignored it. But whatever, there's nothing I can do about it now, besides go back and grind some more. But I grinded for like an hour last night, and nothing dropped it, so who's to say, really? Me? Not I. I got Rikyo's Kote back, so Rikyo, maybe. No, I didn't notice that, it said when my Estoma faded. But it's not like Estoma worked up here, so it's for the best, really. And I just dropped my phone. But anyway, that's pretty much all the items, so let's just finish up this dungeon. Or get into one last encounter that we can just talk our way out of. Oh, well, forgot it was a full moon, but anyway, this is the monitor room, so load up on demons, save if you got the back upper amp, and prepare for a weirdly difficult fight. Like, I don't know if I'm just under-leveled or what. I also have no idea why my MC has 6 more HP than his max, but I don't know what changed. Is it Rikyo's Kote, maybe? I don't really know why I bothered putting the MC in the back.
You chased me, Nemissa. So you are planning on destroying us.
Man, the new Zoid series looks great.
Existence is a threat to our master. I will get rid of you this time.
You still don't sound threatening.
Threat? How rude. Whether or not Nemesis is a threat to you is all on you. Lewis, how do you know about me? You know who locked me away, don't you? Is your master the one who locked me up? Tell me.
Spill the beans.
What are you saying? You don't remember our master.
Where's the dreams that I've been after?
Who's this master? Ugh! Stop dragging this out and tell me everything! Who are you? How do you know about Nemissa?
Have you lost your memory? Well, can you regain it, sir?
Who's to say?
Die. You won't need any more answers.
I love his delivery here.
Perish, Nemissa. Let death be your final answer.
Arr.